channel. In today's video, we're gonna be showing you how to turn this clapped out Chevy into something nice. So we're gonna teach you guys how to turn a cheap truck into something nice again. So we're gonna break down all the prices and everything that it costs to pick up the truck, all the things that we've done to it, and give you a price breakdown and show you guys that you can pick up a decent truck and turn it into something nice again if somebody's neglected it and things like that. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So first off, I actually picked this truck up for $250. I work with a company in town, and you guys can do this with many different companies. Go to a bank, go to different places that sell repoed type of vehicles. This one in particular, the owner of the truck had crashed it, got a DUI, went to prison. So he no longer could make the payments. The company got a hold of me and said, hey, would you like to buy this truck? I'm like, absolutely. Usually we buy these trucks for the engines, you know, the LS engines. And for $250, I couldn't pass it up. It was good running, and well, I would say it's a good running engine. I'll put the picture right here, what it originally looked like when I picked it up out of the people's yard. So the guy had crashed it and just smoked this whole side right here. I didn't get no video of us first fixing it all up because we had to go trailer it. We had to put all new suspension over here and a new fender on this side, and the headlight was all knocked out as well. So I have $1,100 into all the suspension, all the ball joints, everything that we needed to fix this back up, and a new battery. So we started out with a $250 truck and $1,100 into everything to get it back on the road running and driving. Then we took it over to our buddies at Kelly's Alignment, and we cost ourselves about $100 to do an alignment on that thing. So that is first part of the build breakdown. Then we needed to order a fender. So I called up Mr. R's. They are a salvage yard that does pretty good quality fenders. We picked up this fender for $150. From that point, we also had some damage on the back tailgate, which I have the old tailgate in here. You can see right there, it had been crushed in. I had a buddy that was gonna do the body work for us, and he was gonna do it real nice and cheap for me. So if you ever got a buddy that wants to hook you up, you know, that's another easy route. But I didn't want him to deal with that banged up tailgate. So I'd actually found this tailgate on Facebook for $400. That's when we sent it over to our buddy Casey, and he got rid of all the bad bodywork damage and all the things like that. So when the tailgate was all smashed right there, the tail light spot was pretty smashed up. So he went ahead and took care of that for me. He said he was gonna do it for me for free, and he did, but I still dropped him $200 because, you know what? My buddy hooked me up, and I wanted to make sure he got a little payment for at least materials and stuff like that. So that was another $200 we put into this build so far. And last, as of right now, we had to get new tires for it. So when he had crashed that front side of the truck, one of the wheels was just completely totaled. So I only had 3 aluminums and 1 steel. So I had another buddy, actually, who had just taken off a set of takeoffs from his old truck, these black ones here. They're a set of 18s. And he'd put some new wheels on his, so he had the wheels sitting there. So he charged me $400 for those. And then I went on Facebook and found some rubber for him for $180. So we weren't too bad in the wheels and tires getting a whole new setup. We could have went with another aluminum, but you know, sometimes you'll pay just as much, and all 4 tires needed to be new tires on them. So I was like, at that point, let's just do something different. So right now, as of that point, I'll put up on the screen here what our budget is to get to this point. So we got the whole front end off, headlights out, grill out, all that good stuff. This headlight was actually out beforehand when we replaced this fender because it all been crashed in there. So that was good to go. If you guys are curious on how to remove the grill and the headlight on that upper plastic piece that just has some plastic clips, I just used my clip tool, pull those out. That'll come up, and then you're gonna have a few bolts. That was a 10 millimeter here. There were Torx here, but I'm not sure if those were actually the OEM ones or not. But I used 10 millimeter, a couple Torx right there and there. And then it usually is clipped in right here, here, and all those. So you just kind of got to tug on it and get that bad boy out of there, and she'll come loose. And that is it for the grill. And then as for the headlight, we had a 10 millimeter here, 10 millimeter there. And then you've got one 10 millimeter down here in the corner. You kind of got to go through the bumper side there. And then you just kind of got to wiggle that bad boy out of there, and you're good to go there. We are going to be pulling off this bumper. We do have a new one, so that is another little thing I need to tackle as well. But for now, I think I'm going to start jumping on getting the doors pulled apart. We got to pull off these floppy mirrors and the seals and door handles, so that way we can get ready to wrap this bad boy. so we have got this thing all prepped up and ready to go. We need to wash it up, get it isopropanol, get all the grease, wax, all the crap off it. Do as much scrubbing as we can to get all the imperfections out of the paint. We did run around and do a bunch of sanding. Over here had a bunch of orange peel, some of the body work that had been done. There was a bunch of orange peel right here where you can see where we had sanded. Whenever you do wrap, it kind of maps all the things that are in the paint. So do your best to get that paint job as clean as possible. You can see all the dirt. So we're gonna wash this thing down really, really good. And like I said, do some isopropanol, make this thing just ready to stick with some wrap. This is our first time pretty much wrapping. So you guys are gonna learn along with us what to do and what not to do. We've tinkered a few times with a buddy of ours, and if we have any questions, we can always give him a shout. But other than that, man, we're just gonna get our feet wet, literally and figuratively. I don't know if you just saw that, but I dropped the hose and just totally sprayed myself in the face. That was pretty funny. Now we've got all the body work done. Everything is good to go. We had two options. We could either paint this bad boy or we could wrap it. I used to be in the paint and body industry. I hate it. I don't want to do it no more. Done. So you know what? We decided, let's get our hands wet in some wrapping. So we've dabbled in a couple wraps before, nothing crazy. My buddy Timmy of Pro Films of Casper, he usually does all our wraps. But he told us, if we can do clear bra, you can do a wrap. And typically, I always have Timmy do all my stuff. So we're not stepping on those shoes, Timmy, if you're watching this video. We just wanted to get our feet wet in this bad boy and make it easier for us to sell, flip this thing. You know, I appreciate all my people's help, but I don't want to overstep, you know, all the help that they give, because we may need it in the future. So let's go ahead and show you guys what color we're going to wrap this. So little Kev got the box opened up, and that is what we are going with. They call this Dragon's Blood Red from Vinyl Frog. That is it there. And we are going to wrap the roof and some other parts in a gloss metallic black. So that's going to be kind of a two-tone setup. And as you can see from the truck, there are a lot of other missing parts. And so we'll jump into that here when we're done wrapping and show you guys what all the other parts that we bought to get this thing just looking clean and shining like a diamond when we're all done. Without further ado, there's nothing to it but to do it. So let's just go ahead and jump on this bad boy and see if we can screw it up or not. I mean, we have faith, right? Yeah. But I mean, who knows? Who knows? So we're just gonna send this bad boy. Follow along with us. I'm not sure if you guys are going to enjoy this long form content of us, you know, doing stuff, screwing stuff up, but we're going to try it. So enjoy. So first off, we've seen many people do it different ways. A lot of people will pull the film all the way from the front to the rear and then start slitting it up and having their spots. I'm not going to attack it that way. Our floor is still wet. We don't want to have a bunch of film on the floor and things like that. So we're going to attack it piece by piece. The biggest advice that I can give that I do know about is depending on your color, you don't want to change the direction of the film. So if you start pulling it out this way, roll it all that way, and then loop it all the way around the car. Don't change the orientation of the roll either. If you turn one piece up this way and the other pieces are this way, you may have a color variance in the color change of the flop on the metallics. We seen one in Douglas this summer. This guy was bragging about his wrap and all this other stuff, and two of the doors, I mean, they were in the same exact wrap, but they looked like crap because they turned them sideways, and the flop of their, what would you call it, chameleon color, was not good. So anyway, that's one thing I can tell you guys advice-wise, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna just measure out a little bit extra. I did order enough film in this roll, so we have a little bit of play. So we're gonna just give ourselves a few inches on each side, and right there looks about, let's go with about 58 inches. So we're gonna cut our first piece off and we'll lay it on this bad boy. All right, guys, so we've got this cut out, measured out, and laid out so far. If you're starting out, go on to Amazon. They've got plenty of good little wrapping tools for really cheap. I think I paid $7 for a little kit. It came with cutters, it came with all the little glove, all your little squeegees and everything that you're gonna need, and some magnets to help hold this thing up on the vehicle. So it really wasn't too much of an expense. So we're just going to kind of magnet this thing on in a few spots, make sure that you're completely covered all the way around. So we know we're covered on the fender there, all the way up front. And so next thing that a lot of people do is they're gonna trim off all the fat. So get rid of the extra up here, up around the wheel well before you get started. That's just gonna help you glass things out, stretch things out. And on top of that, there is actually cover coating on the top of there. So before you actually start laying and stretching down, pull that cap coat off. It's just gonna make things a lot easier for you to stretch. And they call it glassing it out. So as me and him are gonna pull together and glass this thing out, make it lay out real nice. If you have that cap coat on, it's just gonna be a tough one to do. So let's go ahead and just trim out our fat here. Yeah. Boom. Got that nice fitment now. Make sure you get down in your seals a lot. So where the hood and the fender meet each other, right down inside there where you're gonna tuck, all the tucking areas. Make sure those are super duper clean and ready to be stuck onto. That is where most of your failure points are gonna be. The flat surfaces, you can always have a failure point. But just like clear bond and anything else, it's around these tight edges where you gotta fold everything in, bend them in, and get it to adhere is where most of the failure point is at. So just take your time, get those really cleaned up, so that way you have a really nice clean install. And just like that, our first panel is all wrapped up. Now, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys. It didn't turn out quite like we wanted it to. I'm not sure if it's the film. We're not gonna blame the film. That's what a lot of people do. But if you can kind of see, if I can get right in there, see those little edges? Now, I've heard and been told that it is called like track marks when you lift up the film and you drop the film back down and you keep popping it and doing stuff like that. It can leave like track marks or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, all you guys that do wraps out there. But that is our first little thing that we saw. And then second thing that we did, which is our mistake, you know, and I don't know, like, once again, if it's film, color, things like that. But right in this area, we were struggling trying to get all the fingers out of there. So we did a little bit of heating, and then we pulled it and stretched it a little bit. But you can see it in the camera right here. There's a little bit of distortion in the film from where we had stretched it. So, I don't know. Like I said, we're not going to blame the film. We're not professionals by any means, but those are our mistakes that we had on this fender. Obviously, we picked something smaller to start with, but it has a little bit of curve, so we are expecting that the door is going to be much better. So we're going to jump onto that and just kind of get the experience all the way around the truck. If we have enough film when we're all done, we'll probably peel this one off and try to redo it and see if we get any better results on that. But other than that, I mean, I'm happy with it. Like I said, it's not supposed to be no showpiece as far as that goes. So I think it looks pretty dang good so far. So we're going to go ahead and jump on the door, and we'll show you what we run into. There we go.
All right, YouTube, we're dark.
We're dark, yep. We've lost power for the third time today. I think somebody crashed or something. Said the whole city's out of power. Ours came back on for a little bit, so we got started again. I thought I had set the phone up and got the time lapse for doing this door. We've been kicking butt on this door, and we didn't. But that is what you can see so far. And it turned out about 10 times better than what the fender did. So we're just kind of trimming that up now. Now that we've got it sticky, we can probably open up the door for some light, get the least trimmed up. I do have a couple generators over here, so we're not gonna stop. We ain't gonna let this stupid stuff slow us down. We'll kick those generators on and we'll keep going, because all we really need is a light and a heat gun. So ain't nothing gonna stop us.
Heck no.
YouTubes, we are done for tonight. We got a really good start on the truck, but we didn't get finished, which nor did we think we were going to. But I'll tell you, from the first panel to the last panel, we just got better and better. You just start to learn the material and the film really well. So let me show you guys what we got. As we showed you guys the fender, that one was, you know, probably end up redoing that. The door, it was a little tough, but we got it done. No major imperfections. But by the time we got to the third door, that thing was just laying out like glass. That thing took us no time at all. And then same thing, by the time we got to the bedside, it was just, I mean, it was a lot easier. Like I said, learning the material, learning how it's working. And I was able to stretch this whole bedside in there. So I'm really, really happy with that. It turned out super nice. The only bummer is, as you start to get this gloss on here and like a new paint finish, you start to see all the little dings. There's a ding there. There's a ding in the passenger side door or the back door right there. But that's okay. This truck is, you know, like I told you, bought it for 250 bucks. It is what it is. We're just making it a little bit nicer, polishing a turd, if you will. So we're going to call it a night for tonight. We'll be back on it tomorrow, and we'll show you guys the rest of what we're doing and all the extra goodies we got for this. There's a lot of cool parts that we're going to be putting on here that are budget friendly for anybody who wants to upgrade their truck. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. What's going on, guys? Day 2 of wrapping this old Chevy Silverado. So I'll be honest with you guys. We went out to a show last night. My son is in a metal band, and we went out to show out for them. They were open up for Nest, which is, they actually have toured with Lamb of God and Pantera. They are a part of Phil Ensemble's record label. So, you know, we had to go out and show out for my boy. And I am feeling like a train wreck today. I am sore. I feel like I went through a football training camp. I was drilling people, just doing what I could to show out for the boys. So. Little rough today, but we're gonna get the job done. That is no excuse. So we're gonna jump back up on the front fender today, get our feet wet again, get just a feeling for the material, and then move our way back. As we started yesterday, from the front fender to the way back, by the time we got to the back, we were just kicking butt. So we're gonna do the same thing today, move our way back. If we're gonna screw up some material and waste some material, we're gonna do it on the smaller panels and not the bedside or the tailgate where we're gonna waste a bunch of material. So that is our game plan. May not be 100% correct, but that's what we're doing as far as that goes. So we'll throw in a little bit of time lapse today, catch a little bit of us doing this stuff. I don't want to bore you guys with a bunch of us just, you know, doing the same repetitive stuff. If we run into anything, you know, strange or weird or anything like that, we'll make sure we stop and tell you guys. But other than that, enjoy the rest of this, and then we'll get moving on to the rest of the cool stuff where we're putting on this truck. It is day 3 of the wrap video. We didn't get as far as long as we wanted to yesterday, but we did get pretty far. Had a little few things come up and stuff. I'll show you what we got completed. We got pretty much the whole sides done, both B pillar or the C pillars on this truck. This fender turned out much nicer. No defects or anything like that. Kevin had pulled the bed back so we could get the C-pillars done, and those turned out pretty decent. And the beds and the tailgate. So only things we have left is the roof, the hood, and then bumpers and little miscellaneous things that we're gonna wrap. So we're gonna leave the hood for last. It looks like it's gonna be pretty hard right in here. So we're gonna jump on the roof real quick and just kind of get warmed up for the day before we jump on this guy here. Let me show you what color we got for the roof though. So it is like a metallic pearl black. It's pretty sweet. So I got enough of this. What I'm gonna try to do is wrap the roof. I'm gonna use some of the black right in here between the two windows. We're gonna put a little strip right back here below the back glass. And then if we still have enough after that, we'll probably wrap the front bumper. So the front bumper is a 3-piece. So you have your 2 caps on the ends, and then you've got your centerpiece here. So we'll probably try to wrap this centerpiece in black and do the 2 caps in red. And then probably wrap the rear bumper in red as well if we have enough scrap pieces. So yeah, other than that, no more talking. Let's just jump right in and see what we can get done on this roof here. So we're putting on the rear bumper. We got this bad boy off of Amazon. I'll have to look back at the description and tell you how much what it costs. I think it was only like 200 to 250 bucks. I'll put the link in the description down there for you guys below. This thing was fully assembled, has all the plastic steps, everything, besides your reverse sensors and things like that. I was really impressed with this thing. So we're gonna go ahead and slap this bad boy on.
Knock, knock.
Uh-oh. All right, poops, peepoos. We are moving on. Kevin's still down here wrapping, doing some bumper work. We just got the bumper installed and all that goodies. I'm kind of moving on to adding on some accessories. So the next cool little project we're putting on this thing is we've got new taillights for it. We did LED all the way around. Came with the 3rd brake light and the 2 backs. I got them off of Amazon for, I think it was like $105 for all 3. I didn't go with the super spectacular ones. I've had some bad luck with the ones that are all super fancy and whatnot. So I went back to just a normal, kind of a more of a basic LED one. But I've already installed the 3rd brake light. Let's go ahead and do that plastic reveal. That thing looks pretty nice. Smoked lens and all that good stuff. Let's have Katie jump in there and hit the brakes for us, see if it lights up. Not sure if it has to be started or not, but we'll see. Oh, look at that. Sheesh. How about, do you know where the bed lights are at? Oh, that's sick. Sheesh. Cool. All right, so we've hit our first little snag with our Amazon parts, and it's not a big one, but if you don't have the skill or the know how to do it, it could be a problem. So we've got the taillights in. They actually, fitment is really, really nice. Not too upset with that. We'd actually tested that one before. It looks really sick, but once we get this one all taken care of, we'll show you the rest. But the problem that I ran into is that they send their own wire harness with these taillights. So you have to remove your old harness out of there. But the passenger side harness is about 4 inches too short. So we are going to have to fix that. I could send them back and complain and blah, 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 but they're only $100. It's not a big deal. I'm just going to splice them right here, extend them about 4 inches, and send it. It's not that big of a deal. So it's, like I said, if you got the right tools and the know-how, it's not a big deal. I have a whole kit here. I like to use the heat shrink butt connectors and stuff like that. You can solder them, do whatever you want, but I'm just going to make it quick and easy with the heat shrink butt connectors. Make sure you use those. Don't use the cheap ones that don't heat shrink. It's outside. The water's going to come up in there and corrode them. Then you have a problem. So just spend the extra little bit of money, grab those if you want, or send them back and complain. So either way, we're gonna go get this extended and check them out. 10 hours later, extending wires, blah, 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 whatever. We got it all hooked up. Let's check them out and test them out. Well, were you guys gonna see with us if I got this one extended right? I'm sure I did. It's not that big of a deal. But Katie's in the truck. We'll show you guys what these things look like. So those are our running. Oh, Jesus. Those brake lights are bad. All right, hit them again. Boom. Yeah, those are bright as heck. Holy cow. So, like I said, minor little problem. Check out the third brake light. It's got a big old V up in there. It's kind of cool. So, $105 for that little tiny problem. I'm not complaining. I will probably message on there and let them know that that's an issue, so they can hopefully fix it. Maybe it was just my set. Who knows? But go ahead, hit that blinker. Now, it is going to hyper flash right now. It does have resistors in it. But I do not have the front headlights in or blinkers and all that good stuff up there. So that will still be future little bit of the video here. So let me know what you guys think of those tail lights. And like I said, I will put the link in the description in case you want to try them out. And I think they're pretty badass as far as how bright they are. And being smoked, you know, as far as that goes. It really just plays well with the whole truck, the black and the red. Kevin got the whole rear bumper all wrapped up. And he is working on the front right now in the black piece for the new front bumper. And yeah, we'll just keep plugging away at this thing. Next up, to pimp this ride, we're putting a tonneau cover on. We also got this on Amazon. Everything that we purchased for this truck was from Amazon. This thing was only like $150, I believe it was. Once again, leave the link in the description for you. It is a trifold. Once before, I got the roll-up soft tonneau cover, and my wife behind the camera there left it unstrapped, and it said whoop, 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 in the wind. Got ripped up, huh? And so this time we went for a trifold, something that might be a little bit more durable. So let's get it installed and check it out. It is now Monday. We worked on this truck for, 3 days? Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We got this thing pretty dang far, as you guys had seen. We did have to wait. Our mirrors finally came in. They showed up on Sunday from Amazon. I'd already opened up the box. They are pretty freaking sweet. So there is a little bit extra wiring in there. They sent a little booklet with it, you know, because there's like a reverse light, your switchback turn signals, the turn signal on the mirror itself, they're heated and electric and stuff like that, and they're telescoping as well. So I think the one lights that we have to wire in is actually the reverse lights. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go in too deep of wiring in the reverse lights, you know, finding the wires and all that stuff, because they don't really tell you how to splice into those or where to find them. I know where you can find them, but I don't know if I want to deal with that. So what I was thinking about doing is we actually have the headliner pulled down right there for when we pulled the antenna off the roof to wrap the roof. So I thought it might be cool to actually wire it in to like the dome lights. So every time you open up the door, it has these two lights on the side of the mirror, like right on the edge that kind of projects down this way. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have those, so when you open up your door at night, it's actually going to project some light onto the ground like all the newer cars do. So, and then once you shut them, you know, once the dome lights go off, then so does those little lights there. So I thought that would kind of be trick. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out when the time comes, but let's go ahead and throw these mirrors up on the truck and see what they look like. Let's pull the cover off and show you guys what we got. Not too bad. So they are a tow mirror. You are a telescoping thing there, but they're not electric. You have to just kind of give them a pull there. We got a little extra, about 4 inches or so there. We got our blinker, reverse light. And then these are the cool part right here. They're the switchbacks. So during drive, they're white. And then when you hit the turn signal, they turn the amber yellow and do the little switchback turn. So I think that's pretty trick. And then they're also manual fold in as far as that goes. All right, guys. And just like that, we are just about wrapped up. I'll show you what we got going on in the front up here. It turned out super nice. I am super excited with it. And once again, we'll link everything in the description down below for all the stuff on Amazon that we ordered, if you guys are interested in picking any of this stuff up. But let's show you what this thing looks like.
This is madness. This is...
guys like that little bit of B-roll on there. Doesn't that thing look gorgeous? I am super excited with it. So let's chat about it for a second. We got the new bumper, wrapped it all in black in the center and on the sides, and got ourselves a little bit of red there. The grill, that was about a $100 grill with the LED lights in it. Headlights were about 80 bucks. We did go off and put about $170 worth of lights in it though. We did do LEDs all the way around, blinkers, the whole nine. I think it just turned out freaking gorgeous though. Super excited about that. Hey Kev, you wanna go hit the passenger side blinker? Let's show them that mirror. We do got this mirror hooked up, but the other one isn't hooked up yet. Got our blinkers all the way around. Let's show them the back light one more time. Just looking fresh. And see, now we don't have that hyper flash anymore like we were talking about earlier in the video. With everything hooked up, she is just looking good. Got the blinker on this side. All right, guys, and just like that, we are finished up with this truck. I'm gonna do a quick walk around, show you guys everything, all the details, everything we did to it, do a full breakdown of everything that we spent in this truck, and then let you guys know that we've actually already got this truck sold. And I'm gonna tell you at the very end of the video what we sold it for, what we made in profit, and all that's said and done. So like you guys seen in the beginning of the video, we've got ourselves a new tonneau cover. We got a new used set of Chevy, like 2021 Chevy wheels with a used set of tires. We got all new black door handles, black grille, black mirrors, all that good stuff. We did tint the windows for the customer. That was something we added in there for them. Let's go ahead and jump inside the interior here. This was a nice truck that we started out with, so we were pretty happy with that. You know, not much to be done in the interior. It already had a DVD player in it, and the DVD player was actually linked up to the other one in here, so they both work. We did test that out, which is really cool. Excited for that. The owner was super excited. So he brought over a set of subs that he wanted us to put in here. The truck was already actually wired for a system, so he brought over a couple 10-inch kickers and an amp. We ended up just hooking that up real quick for him, and that is pretty much all for the interior. Like I said, with those, he did hook up a set of eyeballs. He ordered a set of eyeballs for this truck because that's something that he totally wanted after we did the last final touch to this truck, which I'll show you in a second. But he did the little eyeballs that everybody sees in all the YouTube videos and, you know, Instagram stuff. I don't have them plugged in right now, but I had a little quip I'll put in right now.
Well, we got the truck.
That is so cool.
That is so cool, guys.
Right on. I've been watching.
We have got the brand new bumper, brand new grille, headlights. We did do HIDs all the way around, or not HIDs, LEDs all the way around. But as you can see, we got a little something extra up on the hood. So this guy is a diehard San Francisco 49ers fan. He's got it tattooed on his arms. He's got a room at his house designated for San Francisco 49ers and all of that. So when we were in the middle of wrapping this truck, we were only like 3 to 4 doors done. He walked in and he seen this red and he immediately had to have the truck. So we sold it to him. He's a buddy of ours. He had to have it. He wanted it. So that's pretty much what we did. So like once again, you know, we got the new tow mirrors with the switchbacks on it. And then finally was the rear bumper, tailgate, and tail lights, which the tail lights, the LEDs, those are just sick, you know, as far as that goes. And then we got the 49ers on the rear. So huge shout out to my buddy Timmy over at Pro Films of Casper. He does all my vinyl wraps and stuff like that. We are not into wrapping vehicles. We jumped on this one because we got the opportunity to work with the company and things like that. And you know, we want to jump in and get our hands wet on wrapping a vehicle. We usually do clear draws and stuff like that, so we knew it wasn't going to be too hard. But we just want to have some fun with it. So that is our final product. Let me know what you guys think. Is that, you know, is that your color? Is it what? You know, do you like the black and red? I am not a chrome fan, so like I said, we deleted that chrome. We don't want chrome nowhere. Used to have a chrome gas door lid. I bought another one and put that on there. So anyway, as far as that goes, so right now I'm going to put up on a screen a full build breakdown of everything that we spent from buying the truck, the labor, not the labor, but like the stuff that I paid other people to do, like the front end alignment. Every dollar that I put into this truck, I'm going to put up right now. And then, so as we see, I don't know what it is, so I can't tell you, but you're going to see it right on the screen right here. We ended up selling this truck for $6,000. So I'm gonna have to do all the math and do all that stuff, and I'll tell you in here what we made in profit. But other than that, we are done. The truck is going to its new owner here in about 20 minutes, and it's goodbye to this thing. We had a lot of fun building it, and we're just on to the next one. The next build that we have coming up is already sitting outside, and it is gonna be freaking awesome. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. It's a little bit older of a project, but we got plenty of cool, awesome hot rod stuff and, you know, new age stuff that's going on in this thing. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell us that we suck, tell us that we did good, all the above, we don't care. Make sure you comment, help us grow our channel. We really appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you in the next one.